right. Welcome to episode 102 of the Balance Period podcast, the show where we not only share our stories of growth, but we also share the simple, sustainable self-care habits that we practice to help us make it from where we were to where we are today. I am one of your hosts, Recovery Ray.
And I am Prana Yannick, and today we have a special guest. He is an Indianapolis local. He runs Dominating Impulse. He is Derrick Smith Jr. What's going on, bro?
Afternoon, gentlemen. Afternoon. Happy to be on your show. Happy to, welcome this positive energy, so let's get started.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we got you here today. So go ahead and let's get right into it. I've watched you on Facebook just post consistently about manifesting, about your affirmations. I see you open up clubhouse rooms to get people in there to talk about morning affirmations. I've joined them from time to time. And just to see your energy throughout the social platforms that you interact with has just been encouraging. And so I want you to kind of talk about your journey into getting into that headspace, to be that in those areas.
It's funny that we really talking about this because me and my bro just had this conversation this morning, but I was in a really bad, I'm not even going to blame the pandemic. The pandemic just kind of pushed me over the edge of bad habits and bad thought process, you know what I'm saying? But I was in a really bad space and a bad thought process and trying to create and, do business ventures. It was just all messed up, and I hit a point to where I knew I had to change, like I had to become a new person to not only get the stuff I want, just to really just have like a normal, happy life, where people not always looking at you as, you look at yourself as the victim. Everybody has a story, stuff happens to everybody, but that's kind of how all that started. Like a couple months ago, you follow me, I was not in this mindset at all, like at all. So, it's really just a marathon for me, and just embracing vulnerability, strengths, and weaknesses, and try to grow really from there, and picking certain things and sticking with it, like this is what I want, and I'm not going to change until I get it.
Respect. So in thinking a little bit deeper into that, so this time last year, we were pretty much going right into the pandemic. So can you talk a little bit more about where you were this time last year and how that journey of where you are now started?
I think that was the cusp of the start of the bad, anger and negativity, and just not seeing things all the way through, and just so closed-minded. And like I said, the pandemic just like pushed all that over. But now different circumstances and different social circles and support systems, you can see certain things clear, and sometimes they literally just take one person reaching out to me like, I really like what you're doing and you should keep doing this because you affect my life and you don't even know that. So like this time last year, I couldn't even tell you, bro, because I was like, so man, like cops coming to my crib, windows being broken, losing jobs, lost my two main jobs because of the virus. So it was just a full circle and a perfect storm of a lot of different things. But as I was able to step outside that now, all of those things had to happen so I could like be here and talk to you guys, so I could be a better person for myself. Like you have to have certain things happen so you can do certain things. That's my thought process going forward. Everything good or bad is a learning experience. As Nick told me,
that's powerful.
There is no good or bad, evil or like it's just everything is an experience, you see, I got a comic book shirt on right now, but every time something bad happens to the hero, it literally propels them to beat that boss level villain that they were supposed to, now knowledge or abilities they didn't know. So that's all that really helped me be a better creator, helped me be a better father, just helped me be a better person to really, I can open up and have conversations with people. Like I stream my podcast, I YouTube, I really don't know how to talk to people, or at least I didn't. And I'm happy that people were so receptive to me, like, hey, I'm trying to work on these things and I'm trying to talk to you, so how can we go about it instead of just like closing the door.
That's awesome. So when you had that turning point, what was the mindset with where you were for that turning point? And so kind of put some context with that question. I know for me, I dealt a lot with like self-doubt. That was like my big anchor that held me down, was the thoughts that I thought about what I thought other people thought about me held me back from doing a lot of things. And so what was the thing that you got over to kind of when you decided like, hey, I'm about to change to something else now?
I hate to put like the whole like female narrative, but I think I shot a female DM and she was like a female who that self-doubt thing, like you shouldn't doubt yourself, because she was feeling me. And I didn't know that. I'm just like, I got all this going on and this is my life. There's no way you rocking with me. But just shooting a dart in the air, and she replied and she was like, I've been rocking with your show, and you should just think better to yourself and talk better to yourself instead of so negatively. That's what started the change. And then I had a couple homies pull up and like, pull it together really, what I'm saying? I had a homie who really just kind of didn't sugarcoat it, like, shit happens, like, pull yourself together, like, if this is what you want to do, you have to do it, like, okay, we can fix this and this can be handled, your life ain't over, like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the start. Just family really kind of just put me in check, allowing a lot of people don't allow themselves to be put in check, you know what I'm saying? I like to think of myself as a boss and an alpha and a leader and all that, but I need to be put in check too, you know what I'm saying? It's the reason why the ocean has boundaries. So just allowing myself to be vulnerable enough to be put in check of all the stuff I needed to correct, and here we are, you know what I'm saying? Some of those wheels are still turning and changing in real time, but every day I wake up, I'm much, much happier than I was. I can even just go back to like this time last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, much happier, you know what I'm saying? Still chasing certain goals, still trying to do certain stuff, but like just happier. Like, I wouldn't even say happy joy, because happiness changes. I'm joyful for within myself and what I'm trying to do and what I'm chasing, and simple stuff. I'm grateful. My son's healthy, I'm healthy. I didn't die from COVID, so you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You just got to take the little small victories, you feel me?
That's awesome.
One of the things that you mentioned a couple of times here is vulnerability. So, and I know that's something that I have gotten the opportunity to address in my own life, especially over the last year. Everything that was changing, there was some emotions that I started feeling that I hadn't been able to identify. One being like guilt, which I recognized was a result of some of the habits that I was practicing and some of the thought processes that I was having. And that helped me dive deeper into learning more about vulnerability and ultimately the power of being vulnerable. So can you talk a little bit more about how vulnerability has manifested itself along your journey?
It's still manifesting, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, every day I'm making myself vulnerable to correction, criticism, ideas, really anything. It's just putting yourself in a space to where you can learn, I think. And sometimes, like I say, I sit back and I wonder, and I just watch, I'm a big LeBron fan. How vulnerable is LeBron? Because I watched his game and it was bad and it was good and he fixed this and he tweaked that. So now it's like there's no holes in his game, but he had to be vulnerable enough for somebody to tell him, hey, you the best player in the world, you still can't shoot. You turn over the ball every fourth quarter. This is like, I'm a LeBron fanboy, it's in my Twitter bio. But these are like, when you break certain downs to somebody on that type of pedestal, it's like, okay, now I know that I can work on stuff, you feel me? Because if this is the king, no pun intended, then yeah, I know it's stuff that I can check amongst myself.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I know one of the concepts that we talk about with our clients and the people that we work with is being teachable. And from what it sounds like, when you're vulnerable, you create space to truly be able to be willing to learn and be willing to accept change so that you can grow with life and grow into the person that you're meant to be. So it sounds like vulnerability helps to create that space.
And then life is really just about learning from other people. You can learn from a rich person, a poor person, a kid, or an adult. It's about what your mind is trying to take in at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew I wanted to change. I knew I wanted to be different. I didn't want people to look at me as the villain. Like, I tried to do the whole villain thing, but deep down, you really gotta, that has to be you. Like, you can't just put on a mask and say, I'm gonna be this. That has to be you, and I knew that wasn't me, so it was time for a change. I'm still gonna have my delivery and my brash approach and all that, but I like to think the authenticity that I push out, people can feel, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm putting on a facade.
For sure.
No, definitely. And I know a couple of times I heard you talk about, and you didn't specifically say this word, but it was in what you talked about, but it was allowance, like how you just allowed yourself to be vulnerable. You allowed yourself to be checked. Where did you find so I can put it like this. When we're in those dark spaces, when we're trying to figure out what's next, the ability for us to allow things to be, I feel like is the one thing that's missing a whole lot. And so what got you to just get into allowance? Did you just hit like a wall to where it was like, you know what, I just got to let go and just let things be and make my own choices?
Somebody told me to be positive for 30 days because I think I was like really pissed off about something. No, remember, I think I was rebuilding my computer, and then like when I built the part, it turned out to be a whole different issue. So then I'm like, now I got to get a whole new computer, and I was just hot. And they were like, just try being positive for like 30 days. And I'm like, 30 days, that's it. And in them 30 days, me and him still ain't had that conversation, but a lot has happened, a lot can change, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff still needs to change, but just, like I say, I allowed that positivity to come into my life because I knew, well, we already knew what these results is getting us, you know what I'm saying? We already here mad, we already here broke, you know what I'm saying? We still ain't got the viewers. That ranting and screaming about what's not happening is still gonna get you them same results. So I was like, all right, let's just change it. Like, what's the worst that can happen is we still right here. So if we know this is the bottom and we tasted it and felt it, it's easy to go do something different.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very dope.
And so along with you being around people who were willing to be honest with you, to be open with you, and to help guide you in a more positive direction, what were some of the other habits that you adopted over time to help you get to where you are today?
I put myself back on a schedule. So, you know, I used to be work, stream pie. Like, I put myself on a schedule, so it's like certain times of the day I'm not acknowledging work or pod or anything. Like, whatever I'm doing, if I'm kicking it with my son, we gonna enjoy that. Just really putting boundaries in my life, because sometimes, like, I'm a water sign. And Bruce Lee's famous quote, be like water, well, the back end of that, if that water isn't contained and properly, what happens? It spills everywhere, and now you're everywhere. And sometimes I felt like that, like I was everywhere, my emotion between job, marriage, kids, trying to get money, trying to create, trying to think of ideas, you know what I'm saying? So putting myself back on a routine was really the best. I'm still on that routine. I don't let myself sleep past 9 a.m., you know what I'm saying? I'm up. I probably either run, hit the weights, cut a lot of fast food out, cut certain foods out, period, because a lot of people don't know they play tricks on your mind. And that's a conspiracy theory, and take that how you want, but I really do feel like certain foods, if you keep eating them, they play tricks on your mind and they shape how you see reality. So it's like I cut certain stuff that I knew was just bad for me out, and just really just picked myself up, just really tried to man up and boss up. You know, I got a son that I got to be an example for, and just me feeling down and broken about myself ain't gonna change nothing. So all I can do is ask for help, allow people to help me, because that's one of my biggest problems. I've been so successful in certain areas of my life, it's very hard for me to ask for help. So asking and allowing, you know, at the same time, and really taking it from there, one day at a time. You know, social media doesn't help that we see all these people blow up like that, and what we don't know is they probably put in years and years of work. So that one blow up moment wasn't like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm the perfect example. You follow my stuff, I done posted many clips. Some are 10, some are 0, some are 1. This one is 3,000. I don't know how, but the consistency of chasing what you want is gonna get you what you want, because you asked the universe for it.
Dope.
Yeah, that's powerful. And I think the underlying theme that you discussed in what you did and the habits that you're practicing is you're being more mindful. You're being mindful of how you spend your time, and you're making sure that the activities you're spending your time on are aligned with the person you want to be and the things that you want to accomplish. So that's something for anyone listening, just keeping it simple as being mindful of how you spend your time can definitely help.
I think people don't realize, you know, our phones tell us how much downtime we got. So it's like, if you add up all that time you scrolling or shooting DMs or anything, you know what I'm saying? And I was really at a down point, especially after not getting my IT certification, and, you know, a couple different other personal things transpired, having COVID. So it was like, okay, wait a minute, what am I really doing with my time? I say I want to be Stone Mountain level streamer. Am I doing the stuff that Stone Mountain is doing? Less on the basic level? Let's start there. And if I'm not, okay, well, let's just pick up one practice. Not all of them. Let's just pick up one. And then we add another one. And then we add another one. You know what I'm saying? Some of these things, you know, Nick, I've already been doing just because that's just me. I'm a willful guy. But you can always learn from other people to get your goal, to get your results. I learned it from Kobe, LeBron. Anybody successful, they all are doing the same things. You gotta have a schedule, you gotta have a routine, gotta stick to that routine. Up days and bad days. I didn't want to go run this morning, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of other different stuff to do today, but just me sticking to myself, because that's how I know if I get off that, then I'm gonna be off on a lot of other stuff. So staying on point is very important to me, and me getting back on point in my journey of balance, and just really, like I say, self-joy. Like, more people gotta love themselves and really sit time and laugh with yourself, cry with yourself, take yourself apart and put yourself back together, because you're gonna discover a lot.
Facts.
For sure.
Laid a lot right there.
No, I like it. I like
bro.
it. You dropped them gems and sipped the tea. I respect it.
He said he was a boss. He said he was bossing. So, hey, he did it right there.
Bro, some stuff I just be really passionate about, and I never really get in spaces to have intelligent conversation, educational. I'm not always right. And sometimes I'm working on not presenting myself as the know-it-all in the room, but I do a lot of research. So really just putting yourself in, you can just learn and soak up energy from everybody, kids, poor people, rich people, anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, so I don't have anything else for you. So at the end of each episode, we like to go ahead and ask, what is one habit that you practice specifically that you could share with our people that they could try and adopt for themselves?
You got to do your affirmations, and you got to drink water. Those are the two that I've been sticking to. Every day ain't been great. Even when it looks like it's been great, that's just been me practicing positivity. You know what I'm saying? Even my bro just told me today, bro, some of the ways you think about stuff is still negative. And I know you say you were very negative this time ago, but you still got some work to do. And I'm like, okay, I probably do still got some work to do, but those affirmations and really just drinking my water keep me grounded to where I can even hear those things. Because when you own what you own, especially when we all get in those modes, you're not hearing nothing, you're not listening to nobody, you locked in. So putting myself in those spaces to hear what other people are going through, to hear what other people want to affirm themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we all know, but we are all connected. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all black media, and we all do the same thing. So putting myself in those spaces, in those lanes, help me stay focused on what I want to do, what I want to achieve, what I'm trying to grow, what I'm trying to manifest, you know, all that.
Yeah, those are powerful. I always keep water somewhere close. Something. Man. Gotta keep it.
Always.
Facts. Well, yeah, bro. Yeah, man. No, hey, I don't even. How do you know what your sign is? Like, how do you find that out?
You can just Google it. I've been doing a little research, so it's like, I'm like, my sun is a water sign, so like my main sign, my personality, and then you got my shadow side, that would be like my Virgo side, and then my communication of how I see myself and how people see me is the horizon. So, just Googling your birthday, just doing a little research. It's very, informational. It's just like, now I know why I connect with certain people and why I don't connect with certain people. And the ones I don't, I'm trying to learn skills so I can do that, because, you could be a potential spender, buyer, investor, anything, you know what I'm saying? I want you on the team, you know what I'm saying? I'm a people person, but, just like I say, when you take yourself apart and you learn stuff, it's just like, okay, I could have been doing this a long time ago, so let's just put it into play now. No time like the present.
Facts. I'm definitely gonna look some of that stuff up for myself. See where I
know
lie on that scale. Oh, you and I'm a Gemini, so I do know that. But other than that, I don't really know. So we got some learning to do. Appreciate you, my brother.
You'll probably be surprised what y'all see in yourselves. I guarantee it.
For sure.
Check out I think it's a CoStar app. CoStar, they'll tell you all the information as long as you know what time you're born. And if you don't, you can just guess,
Cool. All right. Well, this time now we would like you just to plug anything that it is you're working on, anything that you want our viewers and listeners to check out of yours. Now's your time.
Well, first I got to make sure they check out y'all, because thank you for this platform. So check y'all out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all super raw and dope. I just plugged my man's mic on y'all yesterday when I was telling him about this. Make sure y'all check out Dominating Impulse on all DSPs, YouTube, Impulse Gaming on Twitch. That's pretty much it. Twitch, Instagram, Snap, you know what I'm saying? We on all DSPs, same name, same keyword. Really just trying to connect with more creatives, more black creatives, all creatives, not even just black ones. Like, everybody got a story to tell. Everybody got something they can offer the team, you know what I'm saying? So that's just really what I'm trying to do, put myself in that space to meet more creative. So that's what I got. Also, check out 258.club. You know, we got a lot of good products there. That's the official sponsor for Dominating Impulse. So, you know, clothing, workout gear. We're about to start doing yoga crystals and yoga mats and just different manifestation stuff that more black people, I hate to say it like this, we need to normalize, because we need these things just like everybody else who's been utilizing them for years and years. And it shouldn't take to a rapper to make it popular. Like, this is self-care, healthcare, health awareness. So all that is rolled into one.
Dope. Awesome. Well, yeah, man. Thanks again for being on. Hopefully, you all that are listening were able to take something positive from what we talked about today. There are a couple of things that we ask you do with what you heard. First, change something in your routine. Switch it up. Add something that you learned today. Continue to learn, continue to grow, and be the best example and best version of yourself that you can be. The second thing is that you share it. So share what you heard today with someone that you feel this would add value to. You can find a shareable link on any of our social media platforms. Our handle is @balance_, anywhere that you are. All right, Nick, is there anything that you would like to add?
As always, you are already whole, and keep enjoying your amazing journey.
That's fire.
Dope.
That's fire.
Appreciate it.
Y'all just made my day. I'm about to get some dubs today.
Let's get it.
Some dubs today. Now I'm feeling real good.